Seriously black with the wizard and flow. The mental circle in time for the show. Wands up high, let that magic go. From the chamber of secrets to the castle door. Seriously black with that wizard and flow. Expecto Patronum, is it a goat or a doe? Every spell cast, every bar that flows. This is our time, watch the legend go.
This is Mordi, and I'm here with my co-host Ant, and this is Seriously Black, the Harry Potter podcast for the culture. Ant, how are you doing today?
What's going on?
I'm doing all right, man. Things have been busy but productive. Excited for this episode. There's been some great things happening in the Harry Potter world, and this is definitely some cool. This is when it starts to really get pretty interesting. You know, we get introduced to some new characters and things like that. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool episode.
Yeah, it's about to get jumping for Harry.
Yeah. All right, but we'll start with our weekly profit. Let's see. The Harry Potter reboot is shaping up to be one of the most talked about fantasy projects in fantasy history. That's what they're saying.
For sure.
And we got some shots of John Lithgow playing Albus Dumbledore. What was interesting is that they have some scenes, it seems like, on the beach, but obviously there aren't really any scenes in the beach in the actual book. So are they going to be like, tapping into different realms and stuff like that? Like, what do you think? And what do you think about John being cast at that role? I mean, he was, been on some pretty cool shows back in the day. And do you think he's a cool Harry Potter? What do you think?
Dumbledore, you mean?
I'm sorry. Dumbledore. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he fits the look. I mean, a lot of this is about getting the right aesthetic to give you the right feel. I mean, Richard Harris is the classic. I mean, his look was perfect for Dumbledore in the movies. He passed while they were filming, and then I believe Michael Gambon took over.
Yeah.
I loved everyone had their different style. So it'll be interesting to see what style he brings to Albus. It's important to get it right because Albus is a very significant part of the series. So, as long as he gets the Dumbledore vibes right, it should be good. And I think he can. I think, I'm familiar with some of his other work. So I think he can get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very well-known actor. I have my questions because, Albus is such a layered person. He does have the soft side of him, but he does have a little bit of edge. And I wonder how John's going to show that edge, per se.
Well, I think that for me, the biggest difference between Richard Harris's Albus Dumbledore and Michael Gambon's Albus Dumbledore was Michael Gambon was way more, he moved a lot more. And it was a little interesting to see, or when you watch the first two movies and then the third movie, how much more Michael Gambon moved around and was more animated in his movements as Albus Dumbledore. But I think that the important part is, like I said, that we as the reader / viewer, specifically as readers, get the feel that this could be Albus.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you a couple names. Obviously, the show is named Seriously Black. So let's talk about some Black actors who I think will play a good, Albus. So let me give you a couple. You let me know who you think. Okay. I don't know how familiar with some of these people you are.
Yeah, I hope I'm familiar with them. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's start with Giancarlo Esposito.
Who is that?
He's in School Days. He's in Breaking Bad. He's the guy that runs the
Breaking Bad. What is he playing Breaking Bad?
He is the guy that runs the Los Pollos. He is the guy that owns the chicken place. He's the black guy, the glasses.
Okay. I know you're talking about. You're talking about he's the main guy. He runs the chicken place and as Albus Dumbledore.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the reason why.
I mean, I already know who Albus Dumbledore is. If you're gonna pick a black actor to play Albus Dumbledore, We already know who it should be. But go ahead.
Okay.
I want to
Okay.
finish the segment.
All right. Now, I'm not naming the one I think it should be. So
No, you're
let's
giving
go.
me options.
Okay.
I'm saying, but you and me both know who it should be. But go ahead.
Okay. All right. Second option, Lawrence Fishburne. Okay.
I think too iconic in the Matrix.
Okay.
Yes, possible. More of a Kingsley Shacklebolt, if
Okay.
you ask me.
Okay. All right. Here's one that I think that may be interesting. This is what I like the most. I'm not even going to name this other guy. Lance Riddick. Cedric Lieutenant Daniels.
Cedric Lieutenant
from The Wire. Now,
Oh.
now, I think he would be a pretty interesting one, right? He has poise.
Mm-hmm.
He's very articulate. He could be firm when he needed to be firm as an actor. I mean, he definitely wasn't a guy that you could try too much.
I'm gonna be honest with you, we beating around the bush.
So who do you think?
We beating around the bush. If ever there was a role for if they ever said, "Hey man, Albus got his mom and daddy had one of them had an affair, and he got a black brother."
Alvin Dumbledore.
Yeah, it's Morgan Freeman.
Now see that I had him down. Now, Morgan is actually, as you can see, that is the name, Morgan Freeman. But I didn't want to name that because it's an obvious one.
Yes, sometimes obvious is a good thing. We don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a black Albus Dumbledore, it's gonna be Morgan Freeman.
Yeah,
Morgan Freeman been old since my parents been coming up. Mm-hmm. Morgan Freeman been old. So that's what they say about Albus. They say that, how old is Dumbledore? Like 110, 120.
Mm-hmm.
That's Morgan Freeman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has the wisdom, calm authority.
Matter of fact,
the demeanor, the voice, all of that,
Morgan Freeman might be Albus Dumbledore in real life.
we just don't know it. We can't prove it.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, his work in, Shawshank Redemption and $1 Million Baby. I mean, it's obvious that, Morgan Freeman was the best.
They let the brother play God.
Yeah.
Come on,
Bruce
man.
They don't get no better than that.
He can do anything.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the next one, Harry Potter raves are brewing spells on dance floors across America for Halloween. So pretty much what I was saying is that there are it's Halloween coming up, and there are a lot of big events that are Harry Potter themed that are literally like, it's the trend of today, right now. And it's across, United States. It's hit major cities like Los Angeles, Tampa. Now they're, breaking into Orlando and Manhattan. So they're tapping into, obviously, the Harry Potter franchise, stepping into a new realm. So I had a couple questions about it. All right. So, and you let me know which one makes sense to you. Okay. So let's put this visualization out there. It's the Yule Ball, right? It's the Yule Ball. All right. So now we tapping into this. All right. But it's our Yule Ball, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. So let's talk about sections of the ball. All right. The grand entrance, the ballroom vibe, the first song being played on the dance floor for Alvin Dumbledore.
Are you asking me with the first
I'm
song?
gonna give you one, and you let me know if you like it, if you don't, or if you got another option.
Okay.
If you don't know the song, that's cool. Drake, Passion Fruit.
Okay, that's in the mix. It's in the rotation.
That's all right. It's all right. Okay. All right. Cool. So we got a good one. And if you name one, if you think of one, let me know. All right. So let's talk later in the party. Now we're dancing one-on-one, with your whoever you came to the party with. Now you're trying to showcase.
Your Joan. Yeah,
exactly. Your elegant moves. You want something that has a little bit more vibe to it. You're floating. You vibing. So I got a couple of them. First one I thought of was Usher. Yeah. It's nostalgic, gets everybody dancing, Feel good song.
That's a party song.
Yeah.
Did he do that for the Super Bowl?
I don't know. I don't know if I feel like he might have done it for the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Usher's he's a classic. He's at the Yule Ball for sure.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that. All right, now we're talking slow dance. Slow dance time. The lights dim. Little dreamy.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Ocean, thinking about you.
Can't go wrong with Frank Ocean.
Can't go wrong with Frank. Okay. What about you? You got any other ones you think would be pretty cool? Or
I mean, I think
slow jam.
Slow jam. You like Twisted, the song Slow Jam?
No, not that one. Yeah.
Oh, you mean like a slow jam?
A slow jam.
It's too much. It's a lot. It's really about getting the right DJ, getting the right vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had I think it was the Weird Sisters there. Nah, we're not going. We're not going with the Weird Sisters. We're going with like we're going with like Eve, Lauryn Hill,
yeah, exactly.
like you know what I'm saying, like
it's gonna be a whole nother vibe in there.
All different, very very different. We're not going with the Weird Sisters. It's called the Weird Sisters too. Like that wasn't it.
Yeah.
Is a who's the one that Molly Weasley likes? I know the name too. Hold on, give me a second. It's gonna come to me.
Yeah, the one that has a song about the embers.
Celestina Warbeck. Yeah. A cauldron full of hot, strong love. Yeah. That get Molly hot. Molly be ready off of that. Yeah. Arthur put that on, boy. Hey.
Go time.
Yep.
For sure. Okay. All right. Well, let's get into one of my favorite segments, Fact or Cap.
Okay.
And for those who are new, this is a segment of fan fiction ideas. Do you think are canon or way too far off base? Okay. So, all right, let's start with the first one. In the third book, Hermione buys a cat named Crookshanks.
Mm-hmm.
As we know, he had been in the shop Magical Menagerie for quite some time. Now we wonder who owned the cat before. The theory: the cat was owned by Lily Potter. Reasons to believe it was true. 1, the cat knew exactly who Sirius and Wormtail were in Animagus form. It's quite comfortable. You knew how to handle them both. 2, the cat is mentioned in a letter to Sirius from his mom, Lily, obviously. This proves the Potters actually had a cat. And I quote from the book: "You know, the broom only rises about 2 feet off the ground. But he nearly killed the cat and smashed a horrible vase that Petunia has sent me for Christmas." Thoughts? Fact? Cat? Where are we going with this?
Cap. I'm gonna say Cap because 1, it's too far-fetched. Not that it couldn't be, but again, this is one of those scenarios where if that were the case, it would have been mentioned somewhere. Like, for all you fan theorists out there, it's not just, taking this loose end and taking this loose end and putting it together. Mm-hmm. We talking about one of the most well-decorated authors. I mean, probably the most well-decorated author of the last 25 years in terms of I'm talking about where their work rose to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in saying that, I'm saying that if there isn't some groundwork laid or something like more than just in the letter, like in this case, they're saying that Harry almost killed the cat in the letter. I know that he's reading a letter during Deathly Hallows,
Mm-hmm.
that his mother has written. I know that they're trying to tie it back in this particular fan theory, but that's a little too flimsy for the likes of J.K. Rowling. See, this is why y'all not J.K.
Because there's levels to it.
It's levels to it, and this is why the content that's out now be looking like it look, because they letting everybody with a keypad just type something up, and then they going with it. That sounds like something AI wrote. Okay, we talking about one of the most detailed authors, definitely one of the most detailed authors of the last 30 years in terms of what she writes and how she front runs something like this. So you got to give me more. I need more groundwork than just these flimsy little threads that we're trying to kind of loosely tie together. So this is a cap. This is a cap.
Okay. All right, let's go with the second one. In the book, Aragog is mentioned to be given to Hagrid by a traveler. Theory: the traveler was Newt Scamander. Reasons to believe: we know that after many years of traveling, Newt returned to Hogwarts. We also know he would have picked up many creatures along the way during his travel. 2. Hagrid attended Hogwarts around the time that Newt came back to the school. So the timeline adds up. 3. Newt also would have known that the spider could have been a valuable resource to Hogwarts and Albus down the line in regards to beating Grindelwald. Who better to give him to than Hagrid, a half-giant who loved magical creatures that he knew was connected to Albus in some way, shape, or form? Fact or cap?
This is better, but still, I'm gonna say cap. I'm gonna say because those are those are worlds we flushed out. Like, the Newt Scamander story gets flushed out in Fantastic Beasts, and Hagrid don't never really show up in that storyline. Not that he would, because Newt is obviously significantly older than Hagrid, but there are some crossover characters, Dumbledore, Nagini. There's some characters who exist in the Fantastic Beasts timeline that also exist in the Harry Potter timeline. So and even though they may be just mentioned or a set asides for the Fantastic Beasts story, I feel like that's too good of a callback to have some Newt Scamander and Hagrid connected in some way, and then just to never go through it, never to touch on it or anything like that. I mean, a lot of these theories, like, they're cool to think about, but they all are very stretched, if that makes sense. So I mean, it's okay that they're stretched. That's what makes it fun. But the point is that you want to, when we give a fact, we want to give a fact where we got some real tangible evidence that these things are in place.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go cap on this one, but a little
better
bit,
than the first
a little
one.
bit better than the first one.
Okay. All right, last one for today. The Marauders map. Okay. The map was made by the Fearsome Foursome. The map is activated with the phrase, obviously, I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good. And it is concealed with mischief managed. This is obviously a very important tool for Harry, allowing him to navigate Hogwarts, explore, and help him build in regards to building his skills to winning the war. Theory: when Lupin dies, so did the magic of the map. He is the last of the Marauders to die, signifying the true end of the group who created the map. From the moment of his death, the map will only show mischief managed. Fact or cap?
Cap 2.
Cap. So
I'm gonna tell you why.
okay.
One thing about the Marauders map that is very important is it becomes a plot device in a couple of the stories, in a couple of the books. And And what I mean by that is there's significant the plot only moves forward through a very significant details that appear on the map. Um, I think that the Marauders map is one of those powerfully magical things within the magical community where once the magic's done, it's done, and it does what it's supposed to do from now until forever. And the reason I say that is because how I get an idea of how old the Marauders map is. I'm sure they made it at some point while they were in school. Harry was born. They spent some time. He spent time his childhood growing up, and so we're talking about a piece of magic that's 20, 30 years old. And Harry never mentions that it malfunctions or that it has any that the magic of it is wearing off in any way. Even as the Marauders depart this world, it doesn't seem like the Marauders map is is affected by it at all. In fact, there's in the movies, the scene in the Shrieking Shack, Harry says the map was lying because it had Peter Pettigrew listed, and Sirius says the map never lies, which tells me that he's certain of the strength of the magic, and that the strength of that magic is going to be
concrete.
Exactly, like it simply is what it is at this point. So I would say Cat, but that was the best one of them all. Trying to get to some fact, but that was the best one.
Okay, all right. So this chapter 4, Diagon Alley. So for those who don't know what Diagon Alley is, it is a hidden shopping street in London where the wizards and witches buy magical supplies like wands, spell books, robes, cauldrons. This is the first magical place that Harry visits.
Well, he goes through the Leaky Cauldron first.
Yeah. And then he goes here.
Diagon Alley is in the entrance to Diagon Alley is in the back of the Leaky Cauldron, but he goes in the Leaky Cauldron first.
Yeah. This chapter starts with Harry asleep. He literally is waking up. Had such an amazing day that when he woke up the next day, he was scared to open his eyes.
Yeah, he thought it was all fake.
Because it was, he figured that if he opened his eyes, he'll be faking it was a dream. Have you ever experienced or seen something that was too good to be true? Have you ever had a dream that was like, you're like, almost like, let me just stay in this space?
Yeah. I mean, I think anybody, dreams are about imagination, and I have a very active imagination. I think it's for it's healthy to dream. So I think everybody, if they haven't already, should have a dream that makes them
motivates them
happy. Well, I mean, the science behind dreams is that it is your when you sleep, your repression barrier goes down. The repression barrier, for those of us who are not psychologically inclined to know all these terms, I'll explain a few things about them. Your repression barrier is the thing that keeps you from saying or doing anything while you're in your conscious state. So when you are in the middle of, at work and something bad happens, you don't go flying off the Richter scale, cursing and screaming. You repress that impulse. When you're asleep, that barrier goes down, and when it goes down, it allows your subconscious to kind of play out some of the things that are that you repress during the day. That's just some of the science behind dreams. We're not going to go too deep into it, but I think for Harry, he's had dreams before, interrelated to his magical abilities. And I think for Harry, him not wanting to fully wake up, I mean, we've all been like laying in bed in the morning and like we're conscious, but we're not. We're not. What's the word? I can't think of the word I want to use, but we're conscious, but we're not really into it yet. We're and we lay there and we kind of just let the day come to us. And I think that's where Harry is in this moment where he's just like, I'm awake. I think I know what happened, but it could have all been a dream. I've had this feeling before and it was all a dream. It was all a dream.
Definitely. Upon, obviously later in the chapter, when he finally does wake up, there's an owl in the room and, he's like kind of like knocking at them and stuff like that. And Hagrid tells him that he has to pay the owl. That was like a real good glimpse in regards to the depth of the world. This is something that is new, is foreign. That we're paying an owl that's the form of a delivery service.
That's the rolling brilliance.
It's something completely new. It also gives us our first exposure to the money currency in that world. When Hagrid tells him to pay him in nuts, and he kind of like lightly explains to him the different, sizes and shapes and colors of the different type of currencies of money, which is pretty interesting. Harry then tells him that they have a busy day ahead of them, and it's time to go buy stuff for school. It's pretty funny because Harry pretty much tightens Hagrid up really quickly, and that one is like, you really think Vernon's gonna cut the check for me to go to school and wave a wand? Well, he know better.
This chapter is important and very underflushed out for me for J.K. Rowling. Harry find out he balling.
He filthy.
Harry find if I spent my childhood living under the Dursleys' reign of terror,
the thumb of oppression,
when I don't have anything of my own, and I find out
I'm rich.
I'm rich. Like I'm not Harry. Not rich. Harry balling.
He's
like
he's wealthy.
Like balling. Oh, I'm acting a fool. Hagrid,
what's going up?
What you need, player? We going back to the leaky cauldron. We popping bottles. It's going down.
Butterbeer for everybody.
Butterbeer. Was it fire whiskey?
Yeah, whiskey.
Fire whiskey. All of that. Bring it all out the back. We turn it up.
Hogwarts can wait.
Yep. I'm not with the Dursleys no more. If I'm Harry, I'm wailing. At least for that day. Find out I'm rich.
Yeah.
Man, listen. Now, put in the comment. Does anybody know how Harry got rich? I know how he got rich, but I want to see if anybody watching. Put in the comments how you think Harry got that money. We know his parents left it to him, but where his folks get it? Because they wasn't but nothing but 21 when they kicked off. So
that's old money right there.
Exactly. That's that old money. I'm talking about them white hundreds, not the blue ones, the white ones. They got that old money. Where'd it come from? Drop that in the comments. Let's see who was right.
Yeah. Hagrid actually mentions to him what he actually looks. I could visualize Hagrid when he said this, but he was like kind of like, you didn't think your parents would leave you with nothing. Like, that's when you know, like, there's like a level of rich that Harry was.
Yeah.
Or his people were. That was like next level.
Oh no, Harry doesn't know his parents. So he doesn't know who they were within the magical community. You know what I'm saying? And this is not something that's so much touched on a lot in the story, but Harry's dad comes from a family who has money. So and there's a I'm not gonna drop the secret. I want to see those comments, but he comes from a family that has money. So, the Harry is all of this is hitting him all at one time. You're a wizard, you're not a regular kid. Oh, and you got some money.
Yeah.
And to Hagrid, this is like, all right, yeah, you're a Potter. You came from, they was doing all right from the
devil, from the rip.
Exactly. Like, so this is very regular for Hagrid. As he's explaining it to Harry, and Harry's understanding like his more about who he is within the magical community. And I think it's very intentional that Rowling is doing it that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, Harry even mentions that he was like, well, the money would have been in the house, but the house got blown up. And Hagrid's like, exactly. He said, you didn't keep their gold in the house, boy.
Like that's just a childish way of thinking about money. Like, if they had some bread, it had to be at the house. But again,
with that being said, back in the day in England, when you had gold, people would bury their gold, and sometimes it would be on the land. It would be under the house or within the house. So it was kind of, I think you're right there, but there's some different levels to that. I think
this is J.K. Rowling's. This is like her follow through.
Yeah,
it's so many of these. It's too many to even name. But this is just an example of her brilliance. She's doing that. It makes sense, but she's also doing it to introduce Gringotts.
Yeah, exactly.
She's doing it to introduce wizards don't keep. There's so much about this world that needs to be explained to Harry and to the reader. So we learn through Harry learning. Mm-hmm. So Hagrid saying, they don't, wizards don't keep their money in the house. They put it at the bank. And then telling the story about Gringotts and how safe it is and, the goblins that run it and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So it's really interesting. We got a glimpse of Hagrid's importance to Albus and his movements. Mm-hmm. From the book, he said, I got to visit Gringotts anyway for Dumbledore, Hogwarts business. Hagrid drew himself up proudly. He usually sends me to do some important stuff for him, fetching you, getting things from Gringotts. He knows he can trust me, you see. We're getting a feel for who Hagrid is as a person. We don't really know Albus Dumbledore and his influence. We know he's an important person, well respected by Hagrid, for sure. But it's definitely being made kind of clear that Hagrid is somebody of importance.
Yeah, well, I think in the first chapter, I think that McGonagall asks Albus, "Do you think it's wise to trust Hagrid with this task of bringing Harry to Privet Drive?" And Dumbledore just says, "I trust Hagrid with my life." That's it. He don't say nothing else. He doesn't even entertain more than what McGonagall says in his response, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And I think that is all. One thing about Albus in terms of trusting people, which comes under scrutiny throughout the series. I think he knows how to emotionally read people. That's that. If Albus Dumbledore has one superpower, it's the empathy and the understanding of how to emotionally read people and make a judgment based on that read without legitimacy. I mean, Dumbledore is a great legitimate, but he doesn't use it, or he may use it very sparingly, but independent of his skills, his independent of his magical skill, his interpersonal skills are up there through his experiences. So he understands Hagrid, he understands McGonagall, he understands people, and he uses different stimulants and things to affect the way that people interact with him and interact with others. Dumbledore knows that Hagrid takes a lot of pride in being when Dumbledore comes to him and trusts him with something, he knows that Hagrid takes a lot of pride in that because of how Dumbledore went to bat for Hagrid.
He on the books.
So that's why even though from the outside looking in, McGonagall might say, Hagrid might not be, not that he's untrustworthy, but that there's things that could go wrong. Dumbledore knows Hagrid's not going to let him down.
Mm-hmm. If it's possible to be done, Hagrid's going to do it.
Any come hell or high water, if Dumbledore asks Hagrid to do it, it's getting done.
Yeah, for sure. So, Gringotts, for those who don't know, Wizarding Bank in Harry Potter universe, extremely important throughout all the books. It's run by goblins. It safeguards the money of the wizarding world. The vaults are deep underground, inaccessible by rail carts through a vast network of tunnels. And its security is well known as extremely high. Now, there are some cases in different books in which the security is tested, by many different people, which we'll of course cover, in chapters ahead. I also found it interesting that Haggard was talking about the Ministry of Magic. So for those who don't understand, the Ministry of Magic is it is the government body for the magical world. It regulates magical activity and enforces law. Now, here's what I think people don't really talk about as much, but it is the departments within the Ministry of Magic. So you have the magical law enforcement, magical accidents and catastrophes, Department for Regulations and Control of Magical Creatures, Magical Cooperation, and Department of Mysteries, which is key and pivotal to one of the books.
Yeah, definitely get Department of Mystery. Department of Mysteries gets busy later on.
At this time, it is being, led by Minister Cornelius Fudge.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So obviously we're in the Leaky Cauldron. You have all those people walking up to him. Actually Harry makes this guy feel like $1 million talking about the time the one guy gave him a head. Now, was that Dingle? Darius?
Daedalus
Dingle. Yeah.
Was that Daedalus Diggle in the Leaky Cauldron? Yeah, Daedalus Diggle. I mean, he comes up other times, but Harry's like not really recognizing how much stain is on his name.
Yeah.
And these again, Rowling's point of letting us know how important Harry is to the magical community. We learn that through Daedalus Diggle and others, but that's just an example.
Yeah. At the Leaky Cauldron, Harry's introduced to Professor Quirrell. So the information about Professor Quirrell. Now this is new to me. I didn't know that Quirrell was a part of Ravenclaw.
Yeah, he was really smart. That's why he went out in the world thinking he was that dude. I'm sure Quirrell
got his wings clipped.
Yeah, I'm sure Quirrell. I mean, he did run into
the guy,
the baddest there ever was. So who
his defense.
Who knows? Like, I'm not going to say that he was some. He's not a Lockhart, which we'll get to.
Yeah, far from that.
He I'm sure Quirrell had some real smoke about him. He just ran up against the big bad wolf, and that's why his story goes the way it does. But Quirrell's definitely super smart. I mean, he's relatively young, and he's risen to the position of professor.
Yeah,
albeit the defense against the dark arts professor, which is a cursed
position.
But
yeah. They make him seem like he's timid, easily frightened, jumps at the loud noises.
He shook.
Quirrell
definitely shook. Like we
let's not dance around it.
Exactly. I mean, the reality is, Quirrell just a little weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm a student at Hogwarts, I mean, Harry don't know no better. But like, let's say I'm a 6-year at Hogwarts and Quirrell show up, I'm gonna be looking side-eyed like, hey, Dumbledore, bruh is real shook. Like, how he teaching some defense against some dark arts when I do a little charm in front of him and he almost faint. Like, something going on here. You gotta Dumbledore, I need you to explain to me. And this is a recurring theme though of that particular position. He just so happens to be the first up on the list. So I mean, I guess if I was year 6 and year before it wasn't much anything better, I guess I wouldn't make too much of a fuss.
Okay, cool. So African American actors that could be Professor Quirrell. I'm gonna name a couple. Let me know if they work, and if anybody comes to mind that you think is good, you let me know. Okay. Lakeith Stanfield.
You got to give me a reference work.
He's in Judas and the Black Messiah. Get Out. Sorry to Bother You. Let me show you a picture of Lakeith.
Was he? No, just was he? He was the main dude in Get Out.
Yeah.
Oh. Quirrell.
And he was in Atlanta. I'm sorry, Atlanta with Childish Gambino. That's obvious.
I'm not that familiar with his work, so I'm gonna reserve the right to. I'll hear the other actor.
Okay. Give it another one. Marshala Ali.
Who is that?
He was in Blade. Luke Cage.
He played Luke Cage?
No, he played, I think, Knuckles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my man.
Yeah.
Quirrell? I feel like Quirrell he's too strong an actor to give him a Quirrell.
Okay.
Quirrell got to be somebody who you know who would have been a good Quirrell?
They said that, he's a good Quirrell because the subtle menace. He can make the quiet moments feel deeply unsettling.
Deeply unsettling? I mean, there's nothing deeply unsettling about Quirrell until the very end where it's not really Quirrell.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the real question is, who's the actor playing Voldemort? That's what really like brings Quirrell up until that point is very weak. So you need the right Quirrell can really display a certain level of weakness. And he's a young man too, so it's Quirrell's not really that. Quirrell's really, his character is really just meant to be shown as very weak and timid.
Who do you think would be a good Quirrell, man? You could think anybody on top. I know I'm putting you on the spot.
I think that, well, to be frank, it's the type of role that you can't have someone too powerful in it because it's going to be, sometimes actors become bigger than the roles that they play, and really good actors melt into the roles even though they're huge. For example, Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington is one of the greatest actors. Some would say the greatest actor of all time. Certainly of the last 30 years, easily. I mean, he's box office every single time he touches the silver screen. The thing about Denzel is, it's Denzel, but he's so good he'll make you forget that it's Denzel. It's like you'll watch him in a role and he becomes that thing. And him becoming that thing makes you, it's like it's a dance. It's like, that's Denzel, but it's not Denzel. That's Malcolm X. It's Denzel, but that's not Denzel. That's Coach Boone. It's Denzel, but that's not. And you go through this thing. And so I say all that to say about Quirrell is you kind of could get like a new actor to play Quirrell because the role he's really playing is tiny until the reveal happens. So like, I don't know, maybe like what's the actor who played Carlton?
Alfonso Ribeiro?
Yeah, like I could have him, like I could see him playing that role that's very nondescript and insignificant until it's time for it to blow up and be very significant and a major part of part of the plot.
I'm gonna tell you my favorite one.
Okay, go ahead.
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover is
from Atlanta.
Squirrel?
He's quirky.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking you're saying Danny Glover.
No,
You talking about
Donald
Charles Gambino?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he's like the perfect blend of it. He's kind of quirky. He's clearly smart. A little bit different.
I can see that.
I'm
thinking you're saying
Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. All I could think of was he too old for that.
Yep. No, Donald Glover was probably my favorite one for sure. You guys hit the comments. Tell me somebody you think would be a really good Professor Quirrell. Definitely hit us up. Later in the chapter, he is going to get his robes fitted.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when we meet the man, the myth, the legend, Big Draco. You know, Malfoy.
Big Draco. This is the first Draco encounter.
Yeah. For sure. Obviously, you're not going to get really too deep into it, but this is when they're first connecting and talking about stuff, and Draco's just bragging about flying and his father, and talking about Quidditch, and obviously Harry has no idea what Quidditch is.
Yeah,
he's trying to explain that to him.
Harry's very nervous because he's realizing how much about the magical world he doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, trying to think about how far behind he is. And I wish I could have been like a passerby for Harry, and I would have just said, "Hey, Harry, magical world not all that different from the Muggle world. You rich, dog, flaunt it.
You good?"
I'd have been talking real greasy to the mouth for like, "What, bro? You want to see what's in my account? Like, get your little roll, get up out of here, because I'm about to buy up the whole shop."
Exactly, it's about to be my shop. Yeah.
That's that little bit of swagginess that Harry don't really got yet, because he grew up in that real depressed situation. He don't really got the flex on. Not that Malfoy in this first encounter, he isn't really giving Harry a problem, or he's not really presenting as the problem that he becomes later for Harry. Mm-hmm. He's more just showing that he's a little bit entitled and spoiled,
arrogant.
Yeah, and this is Rowling going to show the different kinds of attitudes there are within the magical community, just as representing Draco as different from the Weasleys. Everybody's not the Weasleys. Everybody's not Peaches and Cream and la-di-da and help you and all of that. It's some people who just nasty out here, and that's true to the real world. So Rowling is just giving you different levels of what's going on and fleshing out this world and telling this story.
I'm going to give you a minute or so to just give us, for those who wouldn't know, tell us about Draco. How would you explain Draco to somebody who's new to the
to Harry Potter?
Yes.
Draco just a spoiled. He's a spoiled little. You want the whole story, like when we first meet him?
No. If you would have just said a quick glimpse, like
Oh yeah, he's just a spoiled little. He's a spoiled little brat. He's an only child. His folks got money. He came up in money. He came up in privilege. And he don't know no better. He don't know nothing about the real world, but he think he does. That's all Draco is. Mm-hmm. That's all he's supposed to be. That's what J.K. Rowling want us to
think he is.
She want us to see Draco for that he's young, wet behind the ears. He don't know no better, but he think he got it going on, and he about to learn some lessons. Draco learned some lessons through this story, boy. I tell you that he learned his lessons.
Definitely does. All right, so I'm gonna name a couple people I think would be a good Draco. So first, English guy, Caleb McLaughlin, Stranger Things.
Not that familiar with a lot of his work, but okay. That's Draco?
Draco.
Okay.
Let me give you another one. Ashton Sanders.
Reference work.
All Day and a Night. Moonlight.
All Day and a Night. All Day and a Night. All Day and a Night. Is that the movie with Liam Neeson and Ed Harris?
It could be. Let's see. Let's check it out. No, this is the one with Jeffrey Wright.
That was
about when his dad is a
I'm thinking
in
of
jail.
Run All Night, I think.
Yes, you're thinking of Run All Night with Wizkid, not Wizkid. What's the boy that was on that show? The young boy that was rapping. I know what you're talking about. No, I'm talking about Walk with Tombstones. I know what you're talking about. Run All Night. Yeah.
Not
This-
familiar with that. Not
this
that
is
familiar
Ashton.
with the work.
Yeah. Yeah. Who do you think would be a good Draco?
A good Draco.
Yeah.
What's my man name from Snowfall? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, the main character.
Yeah. What's his name? I gotta look it up,
When he
man.
was young.
He's English too.
He is English. Yeah. That's actually a great person.
Snowfall.
Yeah.
I know his name. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name.
Damson Idris.
Yeah.
He
would have been a good Draco, just because he got that little twang to his style. If you listen, to be an English guy and had played Franklin Saint so animatedly, mastering the accent and all that, I'm not putting nothing past that young guy. He could have definitely came in and been Draco for sure.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect person, to be Draco for sure. Yeah. Hit the comments. Let me know who you think would be a good Draco. Definitely. The chapter gets near the end where they're talking about Ollivander purchasing his wand.
Yep. The wand chooses the wizard.
Yeah.
That much has always been clear.
Yeah. And they're talking about the lore of the wand, and the interesting parts in regards to Harry picking his wand and the connections within it. But you tell me what you think of that segment right there.
This is very interesting. This is like she rounds out the chapter with yet another breadcrumb, but she rounds out this chapter really dropping a significant piece of information that will play out much later in the story about wand lore, and how Ollivander remembers every wand he's ever sold, which is interesting. That seems almost magical. It's like, I remember every wand I ever sold. Like when Harry comes in, he's like reciting what his parents' wand was. He's saying what Hagrid's wand was. He remembers every wand he ever sold. So he's really she's showing through Ollivander his command over wand lore, which will come back to us later on in the story. For me, I'm very intrigued by. I mean, this is just in general within the Harry Potter world. All of the lore elements of things that have deeper histories, and the wand lore's history comes up as it relates to the Deathly Hallows, and that history is very intriguing to me. Like, that's the kind of thing about the story that I get so intrigued by, is like the backstory that's off in the side in the corner, but it's so significant to the plot of the story. The wand lord is introduced in the end of this chapter, and it's like I said, she gives it a magical undertone with Ollivander and him being seemingly the quirky old man who kind of knows his stuff, but he really is the quirky old man who really knows his stuff. And he's also, I think the remarks in the chapter are about like there's an internal monologue part about that Harry brings up about not being sure about whether Ollivander is a good guy or a bad guy, because despite his politeness and kindness, he seemed far too intrigued that the wand that chose Harry is also is related to the wand that gave him the scar. And so I think it's definitely an interesting way to introduce wand lore, and wands being such a big part of the magical community. And Ollivander is a great character to further the story later on in the story when it comes, because she introduced him as an expert, and he gets to play that expert role down the line in the story, and it's very believable because of how she introduced him, because of what he's saying, because of what all the things that she lays here makes you believe what he's saying later on down the line, because you're like, oh, this is the guy that everyone. So I like that part of it, and I like that the wand lore is talked about more than just, hey, it's magic and it works like this.
Yeah.
It's like the wand chooses the wizard, Harry.
It wasn't just like a glaze. It was some depth to that.
Yeah, it wasn't like, yo, we rode through, we picked up a wand and that was it.
Yeah.
Like, and now I could do magic. What's up?
Yeah.
It's like, no, you got to go through a process and all of that. And that's one of the things that makes her work so strong.
Yeah, the chapter ends with Harry really being just perplexed. He's trying to soak in all this information, and he's just like, everybody thinks I'm so important, but he literally just can't wrap his head around it. He just can't figure it out. It's
that Dursley work.
Yeah,
that's that Dursley work. Dursley took it all out of him. You ain't nobody. You ain't nothing. Take these socks. You know
with the holes in them.
Yep. We're not buying you nothing new. Like Harry grew up in the mud.
Yeah.
So all of this is new to him for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. He like, people know who I am. I'm famous, and I'm rich. I can buy anything I want.
The rich don't even resonate with him.
Yeah, I get whatever I want whenever I want. And as he goes in the store, he's like, let me not get the finest linens or this or that. He just like, I'm just happy to have some robes.
Yeah,
I'll take whatever wine you get me if it makes sense.
Exactly.
So it's definitely very, very interesting for sure. Who do you think won the chapter? Which character do you think stood out the most to you?
Stood out the most in the Diagon Alley chapter? I mean, I like the Ollivander introduction a lot because, like I said, it gives a little bit of magic to the magic. It's like, the wand, how many times, you watch or see or read something about magic and they just have wands and those wands do whatever they need to do to forward the plot. Rowling giving us some color and backdrop to the wand process, and the idea that everyone goes to Ollivander to get the wands, and Ollivander knows everybody's wand and the magical. I mean, in theory, it's everyone in London's gone to Ollivander to get a wand, and Ollivander remembers every wand he's ever sold. So Ollivander know everybody wand, and that idea is very interesting and intriguing. I don't know if he wins in terms of the plot or anything, but I think that is the most intriguing part of the chapter, when Harry's going to get a wand, and that's like the little bit of mystery to carry you on to the next chapter. It's like, oh, this wand was the one that Voldemort was carrying. It's like, oh, okay, that's gonna come back. That's gonna come back. No reason to bring it up if it don't come back.
Yeah. I'm gonna think outside the box, and I'm gonna say Big Draco.
Big Draco. Okay.
Big Draco. Okay. I think he comes on the scene with a splash. He is a change up to the flow of everything. Everything is just so flowers and sunshine and everything. And Draco just comes in there and just really just shakes the block.
Yeah, Draco come in on some.
There's levels to this.
I'm different. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. But it's hard to separate the Draco that we are introduced to in this chapter to what we know about Draco later on, because he does come in on some I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. But then it's like, he capping.
Yeah.
You capping. You're not really about this life. You're not really. It's not. This is not who you are. This is who you want us to think you are.
Yeah.
And so
definitely.
That's why it comes with a grain of salt.
Yeah, definitely. All right, this is Mordi and the Ant. This is Seriously Black. Like, subscribe.
Yep.
Like us with a comment. And we'll talk to you. We'll see you soon.
Yep. Out.
Watch the legend go.